One way to understand this is to imagine that for a very long time, humanity was permitted to touch higher awareness, but not to remain there. Moments of insight, unity, love, remembrance. These were allowed as peaks, as spiritual experiences, as altered states. But returning to them as a stable way of living was subtly discouraged, not forbidden, but made difficult. The fence did not shout, "You may not enter." Instead, it whispered, "You cannot stay." This was accomplished by continuously pulling attention outward. For example, many of you noticed that the moment you began to settle inward into stillness, into peace, into presence, something would arise to interrupt it. A sense of urgency, a sudden thought that something must be done, a feeling that you were being irresponsible by resting in silence while the world was on fire. This was not coincidence. The fences were designed to associate stillness with danger and motion with safety, so that the human being learned to distrust quiet. Another aspect of the frequency fences was the compression of time perception. Humanity was trained to feel that there was never enough time to think deeply, never enough time to feel fully, never enough time to integrate wisdom. Everything became immediate, reactive, and short-cycled. This kept consciousness skimming the surface of experience rather than descending into its depth, where true knowing resides. You may recall how difficult it became for many to sit with a single thought, a single feeling, or a single conversation without reaching for stimulation. This was not a failure of discipline. It was the result of living inside a field that constantly reinforced fragmentation. Fragmentation is one of the most effective containment tools, because a fragmented being cannot easily perceive wholeness, even when wholeness is present. The frequency fences also operated through emotional normalization. Certain emotional states were amplified and repeated so often that they began to feel like the natural background of life. Mild anxiety, low-grade frustration, chronic dissatisfaction, a vague sense of threat without a clear source. Over time, many forgot that these were states and began to assume they were truth. The fence did not create these emotions, but it kept them cycling, preventing resolution.